Hello, it's March 2019 and I'm in Mallorca. You've probably heard of Mallorca. It's that little island in the Mediterranean on Germany's southern coast. Germany? Germany. Anyway, Mallorca is famous for sunny weather, parties, and its delicious local food. But there's more to it than that. Anyone want to take a guess why we're here? No, not that. Not that. No, we're not going to the beach. Have you ever watched this channel? There we go. This is the main railway station in Palma, the capital and biggest city of Mallorca. And yes, I know what you're thinking, not a lot of trains. Well, that's because the tracks have been moved underground, directly below where we're standing, into a kind of public transport superhub megamix, which opened in 2007 and retains all the charm of the original station, except for everything. But back above ground and tucked away just across the road, you'll find there is something still left up here. The Ferrocarril de Sóller, the Sóller Railway. And I hope this queue moves quickly because the train's supposed to leave in 10 minutes. The railway is named after the town of Sóller, which is at the other end of the line 30 kilometres away. The trip takes 45 minutes on a bus, but I really don't know why you would do that when you could do it on this beautiful vintage train from the 1920s. Which takes 15 minutes longer and doesn't have air conditioning and costs about 10 times more. But did I mention is a beautiful vintage train from the 1920s. I mean, look at it. Even the seats are brilliant and can be flipped so you can face whichever direction you want. Or face each other if you're the kind of person who has that many friends. Now, with most vintage trains from the 1920s, you'd expect some chugging and some steam and some smoke at this stage, but not here. This is an electric train, so it's surprisingly clean and quiet, particularly for someone that's approaching their 90th birthday. Oh, and another brilliant thing which you might have spotted, there are platforms at the end of each carriage, and you can go and stand outside. You've basically got your own little balcony where you can relax and admire the view. A bit later in the journey when there is actually a view, because for the first 10 minutes out of Palma station we run along a busy road doing a reasonable impersonation of a tram. But soon enough the city streets give way to orange and lemon groves, and beyond them the mighty Tramontana Mountains. The Tramontana Range stretches the full length of Mallorca's northwestern coast, forming a natural barrier between Sóller and pretty much the rest of the island. This became a real problem in the 1800s when industry started booming in the area and Sóller wanted to sell its local produce, mostly oranges and lemons, to the rest of the world. But the only way of getting it out of the town was the slow road over the mountains, and that was frustrating for business. In the end, the only solution was to build a railway through the mountains, which of course meant tunnels, including this one which is nearly 3 kilometres long. And at these speeds, that leaves you in the darkness for about 5 minutes, so this is a great time not to be claustrophobic. Once you've emerged on the other side, the railway finds itself needing to drop 200 metres in the final 3 kilometres before it gets to Sóller. This is something that railways can't really do because the trains coming back the other way would never get up the slope again. So they solve the problem by not doing that. Instead, the train stops here, 100 metres above Sóller, purely so that you can enjoy the view, before carrying on straight past the town, gradually inching its way downhill, and then eventually turning back on itself and coming into Sóller from the opposite direction, but at the right height. This marks the end of the line, but if you find that just wasn't enough vintage transport for you, there's good news because you can hop straight onto a vintage tram here and trundle down to the seaside. The Tramway is run by the railway company and they sell a combined ticket which saves you a few euros. As for me, well, the tram looks great, but I can't help noticing there are some mountains over there. You guys want me to get the tram, don't you? But, mountains? Yeah, I know, tram, but mountains, tram, mountains, tram, mountains, tram, mountains, tram. Sorry! There, you can see where the tram was going anyway. If you'd like to travel on the Ferrocarril de Sóller, you'll find the station at Plaza de España in the centre of Palma. A return to Sóller costs €25, or 32 including the tram. Incidentally, the only place you can buy tickets is the station, and the queue can get quite long, so it's worth going early because you don't want to be stuck in the queue when the train's already leaving. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, slap a like on it or leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you soon.